Shoe. She's a columnist for the Des Moines Register. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So you showed up to cover Donald Trump's big event in Des Moines, but you didn't get in. What happened?
Well, as you may know, Donald Trump has had a rather fractious relationship with the Des Moines Register. It started back in, I guess, June or July when we ran an editorial basically calling upon him to pull out of the race because of some of his sexist statements and his anti-immigrant statements. And he didn't take kindly to that, not surprisingly. But since then, he has barred Register reporters from getting in with media credentials. So when they have covered his events, they've had to do it by coming in as part of the crowd rather than as media. So because I'm with the opinion side of the newspaper and not the news reporting side, I had not known that that would apply to me as well. I applied for press credentials and I was turned away at the door when they learned where I was from. They didn't acknowledge it was because I was from the paper, but everybody else that was waiting in line got in for the press.
Gotcha. So did you hang around out? Did you hang around outside?
I hung around a little bit outside, but at that point I decided it was better to watch the debate, which was also going on simultaneously, so I ran home and sort of switched back and forth between the two.
Your paper's headline this morning said Ted Cruz had a bad night. What do you think?
I think that's true. I think actually Ted Cruz showed himself to be a little testy around criticism, and I think the low point for him was when he said, if you're just going to sit here and criticize me, I'm going to walk off the stage. You know, I don't think that showed people a lot of character or strength on his part, and I think, yes, you have to expect that if you're the front runner, and especially in the absence of Donald Trump, you've got to be able to take some punches and stand up for yourself. And he was just too susceptible to criticism. I think actually, oddly enough, the person who wasn't there was the one who won. I think resoundingly that Donald Trump won that one.
Interesting. So it's interesting to me that Donald Trump has left Iowa. He's already in New Hampshire. So it seems like he's very confident he's going to win the Iowa caucuses. Do you think he will?
I think he will. I think he has got amazing traction here, and it's incredible. As he says, everything he does that is in some way controversial, inflammatory, just sends his poll numbers vaulting upward. Now, why does it do that? Because I think he has been very successful at positioning himself as the anti-establishment, the alternative candidate, not part of the Washington establishment, and ironically, not even part of the media establishment when it comes to Fox News, which obviously has been very supportive of conservatives. And so I think that that's a narrative that he managed to milk last night, that he's not going to be pushed around, he's not going to be told, you know, he's not going to be criticized. If he doesn't want Megyn Kelly to interview him, then they should be more respectful of him. And so he's going to go away and have his own party. And I think people really interpret that as a sign of strength. Now, some would say bluster, and some would say entitlement, and some would say even autocracy. But for him and for his masses, he's calling the shots. And in the same way that he might say, we're not going to let ISIS push us around or other countries push us around, people interpret that as, you know, this is a man who will stand up for us, for our country. I think actually more than wanting him to be elected president so much, they want to be Donald Trump. I mean, look at him. He's wealthy. He's got these beautiful wives, and he has this reality TV show. He has kind of everything that people who are struggling and stuck down there and don't have would want to have. So they think, follow his path, and that's how you get to be successful, and that's how America gets to be successful. I think there's a little bit of irony there, because actually I think what he was showing was